Thanks for joining us again at another Meat Art podcast. We're on episode 2 with Retail Solutions Unlimited, and we are diving deep into the products that are Hero maintenance kits. We're back with Rusty and Jenna. Thank you for joining us again, and we'll just jump right in. Can you give a brief overview of the Hero maintenance kits that you guys offer, and what are their key features?
So here at RSU, our niche is offering maintenance kits. We have over 1,000 different maintenance kit offerings today for different types of machines and their serial number breaks. We actually have one here with us right now. If you have a maintenance kit that you've received, this is what it would look like. It would have the brand on the outside, and then it would tell what model and serial number break the kit is for. A lot of people don't think about it, but you might buy a mini excavator, and that machine might have slight differences between the years of the manufacturing or capability of the machine, and so maybe a hydraulic filter or an engine oil filter is slightly different, and that's where we customize our kits here at RSU. Each kit that comes in the box contains all of the filters needed for routine maintenance on that machine. So you're going to get your outer air filter, your inner air filter, hydraulic filter, fuel filter, water separator, engine oil filter. And when you open up your kit, you can't quite see it from there, but there's a list that says the OEM number and then our part number associated with all of the filters that are in the box. So each filter is nicely packaged inside of the box. It's wrapped up, so everything is protected. But we have over 1,000 different offerings for Kubota, John Deere, Ditch Witch, Gale, Yanmar, Barretto, tons of machines in the marketplace. Meat Art has chosen to take up several of those brands, introducing them to dealers and the consumers. But we're adding maintenance kits every single day. So our goal will probably be to have around 2,000 by the end of the year, but the opportunities are endless, and this has just been a great source for consumers to quickly do their maintenance rather than having to find every single individual part number on their machine.
Awesome. And yeah, like you said, at Meat Art, we are starting with a couple different brands: Barretto, John Deere, Gale, Kubota, Toro, Yanmar, and I believe we're having 50 different kits that we're starting to offer. So hopefully, we all have success together. This is a successful product, so hopefully we can expand that in the future. With that being said, what makes your kits stand out in the market versus other maintenance kits that dealers might already have?
So we've done a lot of market research, and there's very few maintenance kits out in the marketplace. Some of the OEMs offer maybe a small assortment, 10 kits, for this series of tractor or that, mini excavator, riding mower, whatever. Most of the kits that are in the marketplace are more for consumer, small end riding mowers, that sort of thing. When it comes to heavy machinery like the John Deere Gators, the tractors, the mini excavators, skid steer loaders, like the kits that you guys are carrying, the Barretto wood chippers and grinders and all those kind of things. Those are more commercial. We're really going after the large property owner that does a lot of weekend chores. We're going after the commercial landscaper, the rental yards. It's a big opportunity for rental companies. Rather than paying OEM pricing, they're able to get these at aftermarket. But what really makes them stand out is the convenience that Jenna talked about earlier. They're all in one box. You don't have to worry about what filter do I change at what time. Rather than having 3 or 4 different service intervals, with the cost effectiveness of these kits, we think it's better just to go ahead and change all your filters at one time, get that cost savings in there, and make sure that all your filters are changed, and you don't have to worry about the different intervals.
So Rusty, with that being said, with the service intervals, I know a lot of equipment, a lot of engine manufacturers have different intervals, but I think there's a lot of commonality. Can you go in a little deeper into that on, what are some of the average service intervals that you are seeing on these pieces of equipment. Again, we're talking light industrial pieces of equipment. And like you stated, cost effectiveness of just changing them all at the same time because of the cost of the product, but also your time while you're there, you might as well do them all. Can you touch on that a little bit more?
Yes, yes. So a lot of machines, will have a 200-hour maintenance, and the 200-hour maintenance is typically your inner air filter and your outer air filter, and maybe your engine oil filter. That's pretty much a 200-hour maintenance. When you go to a 500-hour maintenance, then you're talking about the hydraulic filter. Sometimes it'll be the water filter, the fuel filter, the fuel filter or water separator. Those types of more complex filters would be in the 500 to 1,000-hour interval. What we found is, like you said, from a cost savings perspective, you're already doing that service. You have the filters with you. You might as well go ahead and change all the filters at one time. That way you don't overuse a machine and not change a specific filter. Or, somebody says, well, why shouldn't you wait till 1,000 hours or 500 hours to do the hydraulic filter? Well, with our cost savings of 30 to 50% per filter, you might as well just go ahead and change them all. And we found a lot of success where rental companies will say, hey, I can't keep track. I got 25 machines in my fleet. It's hard to keep track of every service interval. Just go ahead and change them all once a year and you're done.
And we believe too in proactive maintenance versus reactive maintenance, because if you're reacting to that machine down, then you're losing additional time and money with that machine. So our customers really understand the benefit of doing that maintenance prior to the machine potentially breaking down.
Awesome. Well, thank you for diving deeper into that. One of the things you talked about in our last podcast is you guys are relatively new as a company. With that being said, what are you doing or what are you planning on doing to get brand awareness out in the market on who you are and what your product has to offer?
So we started the business in 2020, so we're going on our 4th year coming up. And we've really put a lot of effort last year specifically into getting the Hero brand out into the marketplace. One of the biggest shows we attended was Equip Expo. And for those who are familiar with the past, it used to be called GIE. And we had a 20 by 20 booth and welcomed thousands of dealers, distributors, customers, and showed them the benefits of maintenance kits. And actually what we heard from them was a really positive response saying, this is going to save me so much time. This is going to benefit my customer. I can stock these on the shelves. So we've done a lot of marketing. Additionally, we're getting more into email blasts, looking into some publications we can be a part of. But our biggest effort is focusing on partners like Meat-Art, who have boots on the ground to get out to the dealers and customers who can really utilize the product. So we're focusing a lot on Meat-Art specifically and making sure you guys have the tools that you need to sell the product.
And we're going to have some spring promotional items. We're also going to have counter mats, mouse pads, hats, just different things to get the word out and do some promotions. We're also going to do a promotion where you buy a certain number of kits, and we're going to give away some Hero gloves, work gloves.
Maintenance gloves.
So that's going to be, stay tuned. That's going to be a promotion that Meat-Art's looking to do in the spring to early summer. So we're definitely going to have some in-field type promotions as well.
Awesome. That's exciting. That's always enjoyed by the dealers. So speaking of dealers, so pretend you are a dealer and I am a customer. How would you sell me one of these maintenance kits?
So that's a good question. When customers come in, a lot of customers aren't really brand specific. They're not necessarily looking for I got to have a John Deere replacement filter or a Kubota replacement filter. I just need my filter changed. Hey, tell me what you have. What do you have available? I'd really like to get it done now. And I think with that being said, I think the dealers really need to promote, hey, don't just buy one or two filters. we have this whole complete maintenance kit from Hero, and go ahead and do your full spring maintenance to have that machine ready to go and on the ground running, and you don't have to come back mid-season again to do more changes. So the other thing is a lot of these OEMs really stick it to you on the price when you're replacing filters, and specifically Kubota and John Deere are anywhere from 30 to 50% higher per filter. And if you can sell that as a package, really you could buy the whole kit for what it would cost to replace one or two filters with the OEM.
Yeah, that's interesting you say that too, because speaking of some dealers want to sell individual parts because their profit margins may be a little bit higher.
Sure.
But at the end of the day, if someone's coming in for just an oil filter and a fuel filter, that's not captive business. You don't know if they're going to come back later on for other service and get those filters from you. You could potentially be losing sales. So like you said, it's nice to have that all in one package that they can just buy and head out and get their service done. And again, once they buy that, they're kind of in tune of, okay, this is the maintenance kit I need. It has everything I need. And when I go back, I know exactly what to ask for. So
Absolutely.
I guess I got one last question for you. Do you have any success stories that you can share with us from, either dealers or rental yards or any industrial customers?
Sure. One customer that we've done a lot of business with is Home Depot Rental. They buy a lot of maintenance kits from us, and over the years, they've come to us and said, "Hey, do you have this kit? Do you have this particular model available?" And we started out with a couple different kits with them. And right now they purchase over 50 kits from us. So what we found is that as customers call in and inquire about these specific filter kits or filters in general, we're able to add and open their eyes to say, hey, we don't just have one model or one specific kit. We have thousands of them now. So over 1,000, sorry. We're working on having 2,000. So that's a good point. When your customers come in, make sure that you say, hey, if we don't have the kit, we can build it for you. We have over 1,000 individual filters on hand today. So if it's not in our lineup, we can actually add that kit as well. So don't think about what we currently have. Think about what we can build for you.
Yeah. And now an example of that recently is a couple Meat Art field team people went to a dealer and they actually requested specific Ditch Witch kits that we just hadn't crossed yet. But
right.
When we took a look at the assortment of filters that were in the kit, we had everything and we were able to add that right away. So Ditch Witch is another recent ad for Meat Art based on dealers' customer requests. So and we had that request last week and those kits are shipping this week. So we're very, very quick in our reaction time too. But I did want to add one success story that we had just the other week. We actually had a technician call us and he had heard about our maintenance kits and he called and he goes, I am just so overwhelmed by how many machines I have to service. He was their main maintenance person in the shop and he goes, I just have so many filters. It's too much time to figure out which one goes to which. And he goes, can you help me? And we explained our maintenance kit offering and we had a kit for every single one of the machines. And he went ahead and just placed an order and he said, I'm getting all of my maintenance filters from you guys moving forward because it's going to save me so much time. And he bought a couple of each of the machines he had to stock on the shelf for the next maintenance. So he bought one for the maintenance he was about to perform and then also another kit to stock on the shelf for the next maintenance that would come up. But he was a recent success story, but about how it was a frustrating task for him to find the filters for so many different machines. And this really just made the process a whole lot easier and more affordable for him as well.
Well, awesome. And I appreciate that. And that's the last question I have for you guys. So again, I appreciate you guys joining us today. Any dealers or potential customers that are watching that have any questions or concerns, please reach out to Meat Art Customer Service or your territory manager. We'd love to provide any answers to any questions that you have regarding the Hero maintenance kits. With that being said, Jen and Russ, do you have anything else to add?
no, we appreciate the opportunity to work with MeatArt and hope to grow the business in 2024.
All
Yes,
right. Well,
thank
thank
you
you
so
guys.
much. We appreciate it.
Thank you guys. And we'll be back hopefully somewhat soon with our dealer podcast as we hit the road in about 2 weeks. Unfortunately, we had an ice storm and we had delay. So stay tuned for those as well. Thanks.